The fake woke, even any collective group that tries to objectively control the individuals, any of the individuals in a society. The thought lines, you have to believe one way or you are wrong. That's an idea of ignoring the reality of any situation. And that's what you get with isolated collectivism. By worldviews and the clear, open worldviews anyone can have, this is what makes individualism so powerful and so strong. Whether it's societal ideas of guilt and innocence, honor and shame, or even power and fear, we can see how those even go even further, and even as a good way of looking onto those that want to remove all of our ideas. All of us that might have different worldviews than the fake woke. They themselves even have different worldviews, and even based on these different societal ideas of the guilt and innocence, the honor and shame, and even the power and fear. All three of those are fluid in America's society. No matter what people you look at, the fake woke, if you look at the conservatives, if you look at any of them, they've all have these different aspects implanted each of us. Something of this sort is in our worldview of all of these different societal ideas, the guilt and innocence, the honor and shame, or the power and fear. No society is built out of those societal ideas. They all have them in some way. And we even have them some way individually. The fake woke, though, a lot of them, and even the main ideas in the 90s and the 2000s, were structured in a guilt and innocence type format, focused straight on the ideology being the innocence of the culture, and not being their ideology in their mind should have provided the guilt for not being in their ideology. Now, as they are in place, moving into the power, we see that they are trying to award those with their ideology and shame those out of existence that are not in their ideology. This would be them moving the goalposts of the societal ideas and that type of idea where honor and shame. They're honoring themselves while shaming others. And this is more what we're seeing now. This is what people are calling cancel culture. It's the ones focusing and seeing the world in an honor and shame, and only wanting to honor those who agree with their fake woke ideals. Now, the glimpse of what is yet to come, or what we're seeing popping out, well, the honor and shame, any society and ideology pushing that worldview, falls into the idea of power and fear. Whenever they gain the power, they feel anyone else should feel the fear, leading to their opponents when they have power to see the fear that comes with that. Understanding this means you can see the worldview of how their ideas are placed in their mind. Worldviews are structures humans make, and the correlation can be seen in all human responses, ideas of how we work. Geist, the German word of the English is spirit, was once the thought line spoke for a worldview. It's the meaning of the saying American spirit and the spirit of liberty. While it also has correlations to Christianity, it also poses the thoughts of the spirits of philosophy. The idea explored in the 1800s from the Zeitgeist movement to even a modern time of the Zeitgeist movement, talking about different worldviews or thoughts that many of us are now taking hold of. When ideologies and societies have such structured from a black and white idea, like how a lot of these are set in, go ahead and look into that, the guilt and innocence. That's very black and white. There's guilt and there's innocence, and then there's honor, and then there's shame, and then there's power, and then there's fear. All of those are very black and white. And this is a lot of what you see in the left or the fake woke in the world. They are very black and white. They are even willing to sacrifice their own because they see it so black and white. They don't have a middle ground, and they don't care about that middle ground. So, yeah. When ideas and societies have such structured from a black and white idea, it leaves no room for anyone else. And sadly, that's how America has been. 2 sides and over 5 different worldviews in the nation of the United States. But do we see 5 parties? No. There's people that would fit in the green Malthusianism, the libertarianism, the neoliberal globalism, neoconservative globalism, populist nationalism, and social democracy. And those are some of the well-known American worldviews. But all are set to argue with all. But yet we do not have 5 or more parties in our government, and it's because of the worldviews. Not many in these worldviews are even meant to focus on the government, and that's why not all are represented, and why it's false to say that democracy will represent all. But even saying democracy in America should be shunned, as we are supposed to be a constitutional republic and actually represent all, even the silent, even the wildest, and even the weirdest. While these are ideology worldviews, cultural and also class worldviews on top of other worldviews on different topics also exist in all individuals. So whether we agree with one worldview, in another sense we may disagree with each other on another aspect that guides my life and thoughts but does not phase your life or thoughts. And those are just our worldviews. The structures and the stances and also just the understanding we have obtained on subjects develop our understanding differently, and we all see and use what we have to come up with how we understand a solution to be. But with problems, there may be always different ways to get a solution to issues. When ideologies isolate themselves, they ignore that there may be a different solution that they can't see. I understand. I don't get it all. I don't have a worldview you have. So I want to hear your mind. I want to hear your thoughts. But when people are in an isolated collectivism, they're not wanting to hear others, but tell them to sit down and shut up. Screw that. I'll stand up and I'll speak up. I tell everyone to stand up and speak up. We need individuality. Freedom to be ourselves, freedom to speak as ourselves, freedom to deny and reject ideas, products, treatments, and fear. Whether you like it or not, individualism is here to stay.
Exclusive designs are found at Truth to Freedom. Buy a shirt today, or a hoodie. We have the best freedom designs on anything. Americana Legends Design Series. Monsters like Bigfoot. Exclusive brands exist on Truth to Freedom, like the music brand, Bash. Great and unique designs. Another exclusive brand, existing on Truth to Freedom, is Noir. Elegant and noir-themed designs. Americana designs exist. Show your patriotism. Show you are filled with the American spirit. Show them all.